aí, gente, bora pra mais um vídeo aí, continuar o Avowed. Fiz uns bagulhos secundários aqui. Eu li bastante, mano.
Oh, hey, Envoy. Be sure to check out our new
Vambora.
sale. This guy...
Ah, there you are. It's rather rude of you to keep a lady waiting. I'll forgive you, though. It gave me a chance to dip into my notes about the Circle of Archmagi. One does not simply waltz into an Archmage's domain unprepared. Tell me, dearie, how much do you know about Ringrim? Well, with her skill in spellcraft, she certainly could do so if she wanted to. The Circle of Archmagi are the most powerful magical beings in Aora. Whatever the reason, the fact that she's here at all is significant. Aldra's titties, the Circle sent the Archmage of Terror. Oh, she's just brilliant.
Você acha que a Praga dos Sonhos trouxe Arquimaga até aqui? Estamos aqui para encontrar um caminho para o jardim.
Well, Nakukubel is the largest of the godless ruins. It's still got its share of secrets. There must be something in there of interest to Ringrim. Probably something powerful.
Eu preferiria não saber, para falar a verdade. Se for para conseguir o que viemos buscar, tanto faz.
I knew I liked you, darling. I'll be with you every step of the way. Those Steel Garrote bastards stole all my research about the Godless. They'll get to the garden first over their dead bodies. I can show you the way to Ringrim's domain, but we should travel lean. The less of us there are, the less likely she'll take notice. You'll need me to get you in the door, so who's staying behind?
Já tá.
I promise we'll get into the right amount of trouble.
Perfect. Oh, this is going to be fun.
A maior especialista em divinos, Itzli une muita habilidade mágica em seu pequeno corpo. Uma maga autodidata. Ela aprimorou sua arte enquanto mergulhava em masmorras nas ruínas por todas as terras férteis. Um grimório em mãos, ela manipula a própria essência do mundo ao seu redor. Ela pode não apenas conjurar demonstrações aterrorizantes de poder contra seus inimigos, mas também dissipar quaisquer ilusões arcanas que enganem os sentidos. Invoca um estranho poder arcano que explode ao atingir um inimigo, liberando uma rajada de essência e dano explosivo. Os ataques X explodem em uma pequena área. A explosão causa dano explosivo, quebrando bloqueios inimigos, destruindo paredes e dispersando inimigos congelados, causando dano extra. Acabou os pontos. Tá bom, tá bom. Vambora.
Oh, hey, envoy. Be sure to check out our new refix.
O Samuel é muito forte. Eu tô certo. Foda, aqui tem uns carinha chato pra caralho. Vou sair por aqui. Vamos errar. Opa! Ah, ela faz a esfera igual a minha.
Gather round!
Muito nervoso, calma.
This is surreal. And the perfect place to set up shop if you're an archmage.
I hadn't had a chance to see all this before. It's magnificent. Come on, let's go introduce ourselves to an archmage.
Let's finish this. You asked for it!
Oi.
I'm coming for Ludwig next. Logically, I know these were put here to frighten us. And yet, I'm still frightened.
This is it. Ringrim was definitely here.
What gave it away? The tableau of frozen corpses? The Archmage of Terror is many things, but subtle is not one of them.
Yes, but look at them. The artistry is sublime. Can you imagine having enough finesse to make all this?
Whatever you say, Yardsley. Regardless, we didn't come across this by accident. The Archmage is trying to frighten us. Successfully, I might add.
A spell. And a very clever one. Ringrim's using her illusions to make people choose to stay away. Everyone except us. Of course I probably can. All spells have a counter. You just have to know what it is. But we can figure that out later. Right now, we have to focus on what's at the end of that passage. Yes, actually. Once a university told me I couldn't look at an archive of Archimir's research. The section that housed those tomes was blocked by a spell akin to this one, which I remedied.
They should have known better than to get in the way of a small, determined academic.
I did leave them a small note, spritzed with a lovely floral scent, of course. One should always say thank you. We should get going, but stay close. I don't know what happens next.
Morbid, disturbing, intimidating. But I like it.
fugir. Eu fui num lugar que tinha esse bagulho aí, mas não sabia o que que era. Vambora.
I'm covered in fur and even I'm freezing. Are her illusions really so powerful? Stay close. Green Queen's trying to scare us off, but we won't let her, will we? Oh, what a frosty welcome.
At the risk of stating the obvious, it's pretty damn cold. The seasons are all wrong. Nature is grimacing.
It's just a trick, Convoy. A well-crafted cold trick. Keep moving.
An intriguing weapon. All too elegant for such a creature.
Visitors, do you know what this moment calls for? A beautiful, macabre story. It lingers. You wish to find me in my tower. You'll have to wait until I tell this tale.
Ouvindo.
We are not getting up there. Unless Yatsley sprouts a pair of wings.
There's got to be a way. Let's snoop around.
Land shaped in the dreamer's image, not with stone or axe, but with essence. Songs of
Once, a very important statue
Porra, pulei a
fell to
puta que
pieces,
pariu.
and an entire village perished because it wouldn't put the statue back together again.
Let's put these bones to rest.
Well, you insist.
Mago, filha da-
Onward, watch your left.
Porra! Minha magia tá acabando. Aí é foda, cara.
Let's put these bones to rest.
Someone's eager to meet us.
Porra, meu Deus, cara. Caralho! Bolado ali. Monstro chato. Corre, caralho. Porra, filha da puta.
If you can make the decision the village could not and restore the statue, I will see you inside my tower.
Oh, so Greenpim is a show-off. Even more bodies. How gauche.
Falta de classe. Bom. Aqui eu não deixei nada. Opa. Tem raro aqui, ó. aqui, seu merda. Da puta tá atacando pedra, cara. Pô, o que me mata nesse jogo é o boneco travado. Sério que tem mago nessa porra?
I'll fix this.
Watch your light!
Matar aquele corno lá, ó. Que porra é essa, caralho? Oxi. Susto, filha da puta. Vá no cu. Nossa, velho.
Gather round.
Minha vida pra ver, filha da puta. Congelado. Ah. É foda. Vamos errar.
done.
Porra de lugar é esse, mano?
That's done.
Sometimes cold reason is necessary.
Out of stone. It's quite realistic, isn't it?
And warm to the touch. Strange, though not unpleasant.
Archmagi truly are inscrutable creatures, aren't they?
Eu não queria ter vindo aqui agora não, mano. Ué, que é de onde eu vim, não é? Porra, caralho. Não tá adiantando. Oi. Opa! Pedra corrompida. Fui pra onde? Fui pra lá, né?
Come on! Come on!
Apertei o botão errado. Calma.
Walk like it's hot.
Ai, para de falar e faz, mano. Caralho. Ui! Mano, esse lugar é muito perplexo. Calma aí. Entrar aqui? Não consegue, né? Otária. Oxi. Muito bom esse poder, velho.
The village wanted so badly to do the right thing.
You're here for my Audra piece, aren't you? You can't have it!
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you too, dearie.
I'll die without the Audra. Please, don't take it from me. I don't want to die. I don't remember anymore. I was in pain for so terribly long. But the Audra has kept me alive. Don't let them take it away. I was dying before I found the Audra piece, but it's been keeping me alive. I can't go far from it. If I do, it begins to hurt again. The other villagers, they want me to give them the Audra piece. They say it'll save us. But if they take it, I'll die. And I don't want to die. Please.
I don't think they can hear us. They're like a song stuck in your head, repeating the same verse.
I told the other villagers I need it. I understand everyone's in danger, but I don't want to die. Don't take the altar piece from me. I'll do anything. Please! Is there no other way? Why does it have to be me who dies? Please. Please. No.
If the village had been as sensible as you, they would have lived.
That poor man. Was he a real person once? Did all that happen to him?
Whether he was real or not, he was put here to prove a point. Either way, it's cruel.
Well, better or worse. I can't wait to find out more.
We're doing a lot of work to impress someone more powerful than us. I hope it's worth it.
I'm sure they go somewhere. Let's go see where.
Deixa eu ir pelo outro lado. Puxei de novo, vai dar puta. Viajei pra Saturno é uma vibe louca. Vou ali de novo, mano, pra ir pelo outro caminho, que eu sou curioso. Saber o que tem ali do outro lado. Nada corrompida, ô coisa boa! O livro é um caderno fino, envolto em veludo e com bordas irregulares. A maioria das páginas está manchada de tinta, mas há ainda um trecho legível. Era uma vez uma aldeia protegida por uma estátua. Ela mantinha o ar puro, as terras férteis e seu povo seguro. Assim a vila prosperou. Por um tempo, pensou-se que o inverno jamais chegaria, mas quando a estátua desmoronou, o inverno chegou e a aldeia não pôde tomar a decisão de se salvar. Rabiscado na margem ao lado desse parágrafo está que parece ser uma crítica deixada pelo autor. Apertei o botão errado. Nossa, filho da puta. Ui! Desgraçado.
That'll show him.
Acabou? Parece cachorro. Nada.
Those stone pieces we collected should fit in here. No doubt they were removed so we'd go looking for them.
This must be the statue mentioned in the story. Let's take another look at that book of yours. There once stood a village protected by a statue. It kept the air crisp, the land fertile, and the people safe. For a time, the village prospered. For a time, there was the thought that the winter would never come. But then the statue shattered, and winter did come, and the village could not make a decision to save itself. That's the gist of it, yes. But the author said it better. First things first, let's get those statue pieces.
Puzzles are known to sharpen the mind. The Archmage must want to hone our senses.
Tá, falta só a mão, né, então. Filha da puta. Sai, porra. Que é o caminho certo? Doideira, tá?
The village was on the verge of destruction, but still they argued.
There's the hat. Let's hurry back and see how it all works.
That ought to be the final piece. Let's be done with this.
It's the lessons rather than the authenticity of the story that matters. I guess. We've got all the pieces. Quick, quick, put them in. Oh, I want to see how all of this works.
Ainda falta o coração aqui, ó. Ah, já tinha. Tá certo.
Off we go.
Uou.
Tread lightly. The Archmage is expecting us. That doesn't necessarily mean we're welcome.
We're going into an archery.
Oh, you made it. Unfortunately, I still have reading to do. Amuse yourself with these skeletons while I finish this paragraph. I'd better feel really good.
Olha só, cara, isso que irrita, cara. Pô, fica travando nos cantos, cara. Morre, infeliz. Mano. Caralho, viado. Não acaba, cara.
On your left, dear.
Enemy to the right. I'll fix it.
Desgraça, cara. Porra, filha da puta. Acabou? Porra, caralho, até que enfim, vai tomar no cu.
That's done? Who's hungry?
Sei, isso. Não, agora vai esperar eu tirar essa porra aqui toda também. Rapaz, eu vou conseguir enfrentar essa porra não.
Oh, look at the three of you. It's like something out of a book. A godlike of an unknown deity, an exiled adamancer, and a rainbow-colored wizard. All looking for a garden, from what I've gleaned.
It is her. We felt the pluck of her fingers outside our door, searching. For us? Our prison? Who is she? What does she seek?
My little puzzle was very clever, wasn't it? A challenge and a parable, all at once.
Well, now that we're done with the formality of defeating the skeletons,
I needed you to understand me, yourself, and the gravity of our collective situation. Well, your situation. I'm mostly just an interested observer. I've never seen a godlike with your appearance before. What did you think I was trying to tell you with the puzzle?
Que baixas são inevitáveis.
Spoken like a war criminal. Well done. Yes. When there is a tectonic shift in history, people always die. The point of the parable is quite simple. Sentimentality is a privilege. The village would have lived if they had chosen to sacrifice one dying soul for the good of many living ones. I hardly know, honestly. When you've lived as long as I have, it's easy to lose track of individual lives. More than anything, the whole challenge was for you to understand how I think. No one truly matters in the long run. Not even me, or the other archmages. It's what we leave behind. What matters is that our lives buy the world more history, more beauty, more time to create interesting things. Do you understand? For conversation with me, primarily. Most people find it difficult to relate to an archmage. And if you cannot do so, it will complicate my attempts to communicate with you. I hope you're not intending to enter the ruins. I won't open the path. I came to the Living Lands because the sickness here, this dream scourge, fascinated me. This plague shouldn't exist. It can't, and yet it does. The essence of the Living Lands is falling into chaos and entropy. It's more powerful than anything I've seen. I suspect it has something to do with how the Adra has been severed from the rest of the world. I believe the answers lie in the ruins, but the essence there is so strong it's blocking my spell work, which has never happened before. Ever. No one enters Naku Kubel until I get to the bottom of this. Sorry. Curiouser and curiouser. What is so special about you, godlike? You have my interest. Show me if you live up to it.
Dilo é meu peru.
Are you? Oh my. I didn't think this was possible. Something I don't already know. I can't believe I overlooked this possibility. A god here, alone, trapped in the severed Adra. This explains so much. My magic being ineffective, the essence here being so intense. And you, godlike, with your unfamiliar appearance. You're the missing key to the lock, sealing Naku Kubel.
Então me deixa entrar, você pode explorar as ruínas e o caminho para o jardim.
Don't take this the wrong way, but in a different life, I'd have flayed you for my study. You are a godlike of this strange, isolated, possibly miserable god. A piece of them resides in you. I have no doubt that like will recognize like. You will open the gates to Naku Kubel, and I will study this metaphysical aberration up close. Go. Find your so-called garden. Report your findings to me. Perhaps there is more to this than either of us alone can see.
Agradeço, Arquimaga. Feliz em fazer seu trabalho sujo.
A little, yes. Mostly, I'm just pleased that there are still things I'm ignorant of. It's gotten so tedious of late. A good question, with possibly worrying answers.
Severing Adra like this requires mass amounts of essence. The souls of thousands offered up for a singular purpose.
Who knows how many were sacrificed to sever an entire continent? And why? I do intend to find out, though. If there's anything of interest there, I imagine you'll find it. My thanks in return, godlike. It's not often that Kith, or really anything at all, can surprise me. I wish you luck on your journey, if you believe in such things. Just keep in mind that countless dream thralls are on the same path. I'm sure you'll survive. If not, well, lovely to have met you. I'd focus on survival first, Envoy. And you, Orlan, you seem a clever one. Take my grimoire. It will allow you to dispel the barrier I have set before the ruins. You have talent. Not any mage can dispel my illusions. Perhaps when this is over, we should speak again.
You want to speak again? Yeah, of course. Can't wait.
She gave you her grimoire. Be careful with that thing. Who knows what it can do?
The ruins are far in the northwest. The people here have named that area the Deadfall Highlands. No more wasting time. Off you go. Use the teleporter behind me to leave. Or jump, I suppose, if you're feeling grim.
Look at all these books. Do you think she'd let me borrow some?
Tem nada aqui não? Vamos ver o assim do pai. Aí é foda, hein?
Did just happen, right? I didn't imagine it. Reengrim liked me? And my spellcraft! And she gave me her grimoire. Look, isn't it the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?
Dá pra mim.
We cut it close, but it paid off. With Ringgrim's grimoire, I think we can go to the ruins and find the garden.
For once, we've outpaced Ludwig. A rare advantage. I say we use it.
Then there's no time to waste. I must prepare for Naku Kubel. As must you.
Let's hope the ruins are
Com
warm.
certeza.
I didn't think to bring a coat.
Ali, eu vou parar ali em cima, rapaziada.
You see that too, right? The ice. You see it? I dream about the ice sometimes. It talks to me. I don't know what it's saying, but it makes me afraid. The Archmage whispered something to me, but I don't remember what. And I'm not sure I want to either. She's broken all of us. Even the Zoribs. Poor bastards. Nothing can help with what I've seen. I don't sleep anymore. Try not to. There was one with the most beautiful spear. I wanted it. I told the Archmage. She said...
Tomar o remédio aqui rapidinho, rapaziada.
Dead. Dead. Dead like all of us. The ice came for it. It'll come for us all. Did you see its spear? Something beautiful in this cold dark.
Porra, sério que eu vou entregar essa lança? Não queria entregar, não.
Oh, beautiful. Beauty. Warm as blood. Thank you. For you. Beauty. You're mine now. We will be warm together.
Eu, hein?
Our deaths come.
Invoca a força da divindade dracônica de uma tribo Shaurup para se tornar interruptível e cuspir fogo em seus inimigos. Sério? Perdido no deserto não me acho. O que eu preciso? Galho de madeira negra. Coral da caverna.
Yonatad.
I beg your pardon?
Huh? You sneezed.
Eu vi isso que eu ia falar.
Yanatat. Is it supposed to sound like a sneeze?
How should I know?
Thank you, dear. But I think I just got some perfume ingredients stuck in my nose.
Right. Just be careful. There's something going around the camp. I think Kai caught some kind of...
Yanatat.
Ih,
For
tô
the camp of an
gripado.
official Adiran envoy, I was expecting a little more. A proper bed, at least. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you have a bath, of course. I always ask nicely. But as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodations, I imagine you have another topic in mind? I'm the only buyer you'll find here, and I already have the jar. A lesson for next time, darling. It's always worth some haggling. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godless as I do. And I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find. I've yet to be burned in a single flame trap, and I don't intend to start anytime soon. Fair guess, though. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy new spells I'd been given. I was attempting a simple illusion spell, but I must have slurred my words. The next thing I know, everything was on fire. I'm sure they were sick to death of hearing me speak of the Circle of Archmagi. Oh, Lendergrath transfers their memories. Reengrim is a master illusionist. There's someone named Tane. I'm sure they thought it was harmless. Not that I'd burned down the house. What is childhood but for silly things? When else can you get away with arson? My father was able to pull me from the flames as my mother doused them. I burned myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but the house still stood at the end.
Show.
Of course. Now I only burn those that deserve it, like mosquitoes and university administrators. The only lasting damage was my burn mark and the dreams. Usually I enjoy a bit of pain, but this was a bit too much. I wouldn't recommend it. As delightful as you are, we've much to do and less time to do it in. Shall we go? I've been trying to sort my thoughts since we left her domain. We met Reengrim. The Reengrim. Master illusionist of the Circle of Archmagi. And we impressed her? She even offered to make me her apprentice. As smart as you are, Envoy, I sometimes forget that you are still a layperson. It doesn't feel real, but it is. Oh, Handra's titties. What am I going to do? If I take the apprenticeship, I'll have to leave Quilici and Fjord. And what about my study of the Godless? I've spent my whole life with them. Oh, you even learned their proper name. I can't believe you listened. You'll make me cry at this rate. I'm not a kid anymore. I can't do everything all at once. There are only 26 hours in a day. I love my life as it is now. Exploring as I wish and coming home to open arms and a warm bed. I don't want to give that up. But this is something I never even dreamed of. But it's big. It won't leave room for much else. And I'm too old to... Oh, Envoy. What would you do? I know. That's the whole issue. I've learned about it through my own means, reading and studying on my own. How much more could I learn with her? And how much faster? Within a fortnight, I could rule the world.
Oh, God. I'll stick with the secret sleeping god that whispers who knows what in our leader's head, thank you very much.
Thank you, dearie. I can't promise I'll act on it, but I really appreciate the advice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to write a letter to Quilici. He'll never believe me.
Porra, tem mais coisa pra
I
falar.
wish we could have done more for them. Capo and Chico. But if I were in his shoes, I hope I'd make the same choice. Though I'd like to pick a more fun way to die. Exactly my point. Strange, then, that you stopped him. I can only hope that at the end I have some control over things. That I can go out as Yatsley. And don't you forget it. But it gives you something to think about. I mean, not everyone gets to come back like you did, Envoy. I only wish you could have given Capo the same control over his fate. Well, that's all I had to say. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Unless there's something else you want to chat about? How can I help, darling? Don't mind if I do.
Ai, graças a Deus.
Listen, thank you for visiting Tama's memorial with me. I ran from that for so long. I never would have faced it without your help. Every feeling, every memory I tried to keep a lid on is sloshing around, and I'm struggling to keep my balance. But I'm also remembering moments I hadn't let myself think on in a long time. Feeling warmth I couldn't get close to. It's a process.
We think of grief as a burden, as something to be conquered. After a while, it gets to be so familiar, it's almost a source of comfort.
I wish this were another burden to conquer. That would feel easier. It's hard to imagine grief ever being a comfort, but I'll have to take your word for it.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks. I'll get there. And thank you for seeing this through with me. Was there something else?
Só isso tudo.
I can take watch. I'll be up a while anyway. Thirdborn. If it weren't for the Leviathan skeleton in the middle of town, I'd hardly recognize the place. Six years ago. Feels longer now. You ever come back to a place and feel like the buildings are smaller and the colors are duller?
Sei, senti isso quando voltei para casa depois da minha
Then you
pequena.
get it. Thirdborn was always this rugged oasis. Dangerous and out of the way, but bursting with vitality. It was a harbor for larger-than-life types. People like Capo, the Leviathan Slayer, and Tama. Glory seekers, trophy hunters, warriors trying to leave their battles behind. People who built around their stories and their scars.
Mais cicatriz do que glória lá atrás.
I guess it felt like one, too. Hardtack and Merc brew after a long day's patrol tasted better than any feast. Being back, it felt like we were watching Thirdborn die a slow death. True. But I can't help but feel that the Thirdborn I knew 6 years ago would have faced it better. I think what's eating at me is that Thirdborn seems rudderless. The Dream Scourge is one threat. Conflict with Adir is another. The Living Lands is changing, and Thirdborn feels like a barnacle on a moving ship. Temeriti's leading them as best she can, but towards what? What are we doing out here besides surviving?
Às vezes sobreviver é suficiente.
Or it'll go the way of the godless and their ruins. Not sure which idea makes me more uneasy. What about you? You were sent by your emperor to investigate the Dream Scourge. Since then, you've died, met a secret god, and gotten swept up in tensions between your empire and our scattered settlements. You've been consistent. You brought Egwolf to Adir's justice, and the Steel Garrote's attack on Fjord went forward. Do you know what you're sailing towards, or are you drifting with the tides? That kind of clarity is rare. Thanks for talking. I hope Thirdborn is able to find its way somehow. I'll be here if
Boa
you need
noite,
me.
Kai. Meu
Hey.
Deus, cara.
I wanted to talk to you about what happened in Emerald Stair. I know your emperor sent you here to represent Adir, but the Steel Garrote raising Fjord has gotta make things harder for you. Then why did your emperor send them? Maybe, but it's an alliance all the same. Look, I'm not trying to hold your feet to the fire over this. The cruelty we saw, it's hard to reconcile that with the place you've called home. I just wanted to know how you're feeling about all this.
Ainda acredito que ele pode ser uma força para o bem, além disso.
You'd think this island's big enough, wouldn't you? Anyway, I just want to check in with you. This may be your burden, but you don't have to carry it alone. What's on your mind? Shake the sand out of your bedroll before you settle in. I've been meaning to talk to you about Katoa and Hayako. Right. I didn't think it was possible to talk them down, but you managed it. And you say more than their foolish hides. Plenty. Those two fought for Rawatai in the Deadfire. They learned how to disrupt enemy movements and destroy supply lines. They'd have nipped and poked at your comrades at Eagle's Reach until Adir finally snapped back. At Thirdborn, most likely. All while the two of them remain secure and defended in their tower. Nor I, but this goes beyond defense. Thirdborn's under threat. But if loose cannons like them fire at everything that moves, they'll draw even more trouble to our walls.
They lash out like cornered animals, giving the Steel Garrote a reason to fight back. Not that they need a reason.
Still, better not to give them one. You really think any amount of chest thumping would turn away Ludwig and the Steel Garrote? Or the full force of the Adiran army if it came to that? The Living Lands is changing. We've got more ships coming to port every year. If it's not Adir, it'll be someone. Night, envoy.
Graças a Deus.
We
Vou
should
ver o
talk.
que eles têm pra falar, mano.
Fior Messiverno was the pride of 2 generations. And now, nothing
Eu
but
vou vingar
ashes
essa
and
porra,
embers.
mano. Calma.
My home, my lab, my parents. It feels as if I lost them all over again. The Steel Garrote are just a symptom. I keep asking myself, how could I have missed this? How could I not have known an attack was coming? We were all so occupied with the Dream Scourge, we missed the enemy on our doorstep. No matter where Animancers go, someone is always trying to kill us. Nothing enrages the gods more than mortals in pursuit of knowledge. I doubt they know the meaning of the word. They seem a little out of touch. Listen to me. A failed Animancer lashing out at everything in reach. Even with all the tools at my disposal. I couldn't stop the Dream Scourge. And I couldn't save my people. How do I live up to my family's example when I can't even help myself? I wish I could. But that legacy is a debt I can never pay off. My parents died pursuing a better future for Animancers. I can't let their sacrifice be for nothing. And right now, that's all it is. I have some pondering to do. Let me know if there's anything else. Thanks for talking. The Dream Scourge is getting worse. First our land, then our animals. Now our people. If we don't put a stop to it, we're looking at the end of the Living Lands. I keep trying, and the world keeps punishing me for it. As if the Dream Scourge wasn't enough of a problem, the Adirans are profiting off our misfortune. They haven't come to help us. They're here to exploit our weakness. Try not to admire her too much. She is, after all, a monster. It's too bad. We're fighting for our lives, our souls, and our freedom. I don't know if we can win all three. You really think so? My apologies for acting cynical, but it feels as if nature, politics, and even the very gods are working against us. I don't appreciate being backed into a corner, but here I am. If I must. Despite everything that's happened, I'm so grateful to be working with Yatsli. In many ways, Quilichi has been like a second father to me. But Yatsli, she's like my dirty aunt who's up to no good. Oh, she's an expert in that field. While I have your attention, I've been thinking. Why is Inquisitor Ludwig suddenly interested in godless ruins? She's a smart one. I'll give her that. We should be ready for anything. Something tells me Ludwig isn't finished with us yet. Not before I've done some reading. I don't leave Emerald Stair often enough. With everything going on, there's been no time to explore. My city had to burn down before I could take a vacation. Sorry. I'm in a mood, if you couldn't tell. Only if you can stand the ramblings of a depressed bookworm. I used to think I had it all figured out. But the Living Lands proved me wrong in so many ways. This entire island is the prison of a mad god. How is one Animancer supposed to compete with that? All we're missing is the juggling act. Maybe I'm being melodramatic, or maybe I'm not used to seeing things clearly. But what if Animancy has no future in the Living Lands? What if my entire career was a mistake? Did I?
Porra, negativa pra
After what
caralho.
happened to my parents, I always thought the path chose me. You're a good listener as always, but I've taken enough of your time. I'll be fine, really. I'm not the first Animancer to question her life choices, and I won't be the last. You too. I've been meaning to tell you something. Sending my people to Thirdborn. It's a good arrangement. They get a roof over their heads, the city gets Animancers, and everyone gets along. For once. The free settlements have enough cultural and ideological differences that we don't always see eye to eye. But when it comes to survival, there is no disagreement. We're in this together. Look, I know you didn't come to this island to help us. And yet you were here when others would have looked away. Despite everything that happened, it means a lot. In that case, let's go out there and make a good first impression. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Until next time.
Espero ter acabado.
Katoa and Hayako. An interesting pair. Despite their clumsy methods, they were just defending their community. I'm grateful that you showed restraint. That is more understanding than most of your countrymen. I only bring it up because people are growing wary of your empire. With good reason. When they take their anger out on you, don't judge them too harshly. We all make mistakes. Anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest. Pleasant dreams.
Porra,
When I
caralho.
joined you, I thought we'd be exploring the intersection of the physical and the spiritual, not bickering over sulfur. Yet here we are. Thanks to you, Thirdborn will have all the ammunition they need to defend themselves. In theory. Point taken. At the end of the day, bullets are of limited use against the Dream Scourge. And it'll take more than gunpowder to wrest the Living Lands out of your Empire's clutches. Still, Maybe a little gunpowder is better than none at all. Anyway, what do I know? I'm an animancer, not a strategist. Until next
Pô,
time.
espero que tenha acabado. Graças a Deus. Agora esse.
Let's not do
não-
that again.
Vamos
Let's stay
conversar.
out of Archmage's domains from now on. Sure, we made it out alive, but that outcome felt out of my hands more than I'd like. I know. Sometimes you just have to charge into a wizard's domain and endure a parable about a village. Anyway, I'm glad to be out of there. Time to curl up with some jerky and a few swigs of Wodak. Anyway. If I must. Listening to Yatsley's thoughts about godless ruins is one thing. Bringing her along for the rest of the trip is something else. Well, don't you think it's a little convenient? You need to go somewhere no one ever goes, and here she is to show you the way? If she's read anything about the garden, it was written centuries ago. Obviously, things have changed since then. The best chance we found so far, sure. I suppose if you're on a wild goose chase, there are worse places to do it. I thought I'd give it a try, see how it feels. Yatsley's got you going in all sorts of abandoned ruins. Who knows what's down there? More questions, most likely. And spiders.
Eita porra.
How come the answers are never in a little oasis with shade and drink service? I just want to make sure we've covered all the options before we dive headfirst into another deadly ruin. I'm sure we'll be fine. I just hope this is all worth it. Anyway. Not before I've done some reading. This place was bad enough before the Dream Scourge. Now it's downright hazardous. I remember what it was like to be blindly optimistic. I envy you. This used to be a fertile land, with lakes, forests, all of that. Then everything suddenly changed several hundred years ago. Now it's blasted deserts and dried up seas. Anything that lives here is simply stubborn enough not to die.
That's the most apt description of Thirdborn I've ever heard.
I'm being blessed realistic. Emerald Stair was Toddler Town frolics compared to this. Shatterscarp might not want you dead like Galawain's tusks, but it doesn't particularly care if you live either. What do you need? Thanks for talking.
Tá puto na não,
I
filha da
heard you were
puta.
stationed in the Deadfire.
Sure was.
Mas no cu,
I was
pô.
sent out as soon as I was old enough to leave home.
Is it true what they say? That Aethys...
Seeing Capo like that was hard, Envoy. But I'm glad you didn't give him the hard. He's always been the toughest among us. And even if he won't admit it, he doesn't want anyone seeing him at his weakest. But it's more important that he say his goodbyes. Properly. They would have taken it hard. I'm glad we could spare them that much. I'll be here if you need me.
Isso aí, rapaziada. Até o próximo vídeo. Deixa o like aí, se inscreve. É nóis. Fui.